This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi Sangam. You're able to
Hi.
hear, right?
Yes,
Okay. I made you, I changed the presenter to your name.
presenter. Okay, great. Okay, to see where we stand, I'll just execute. Okay, so this is the page we stopped for execution at. Let's see where we are. Okay, so we are done with capturing and extracting the individual pieces. Now it's time to parse them and validate them, correct? Done. Deporting info. Okay, so this is not on written info separate and passenger separate and tax and total price. So individual pieces. Okay, so let's come from the beginning again. So New York and Paris. So these are to be validated, correct? Let's go in our code. So when you actually look at the test cases, a test case in this case, so you see where the calling is, right? Validation confirm is my last call. So in order to jump to that, I can directly click on it instead of browsing through this project. So this is the easiest way. So I jump here. Okay, so what is the last value of the departing city? Actual and expected. So we already have expected departing city. Okay. Oh, I forgot about the confirmation text, right? So first is confirmation text. The expected is that coming from the requirement, and actual is this. So let's put a validation. The validation I want to put at the very end once capturing is over. Okay, so how do we validate normally? What is a validation or assertion? So in technical term, assertion is more used in IT. Assertion means validation by comparing actual value with expected. So we can use either. I'll show you assertion later. Okay, but we created report utils, right? So that way we can use. Otherwise, normally we use if condition. Correct. If expected value. Again, I'll show you in the basic way. Then we will use the framework method. So what is the expected first? Expected confirmation text. So that is the reason I put expected for all expected underscore so that we can call it easily. Now, what is the function that compares to values? Equals. So even though it takes object, you can pass anything in place of object. So I want to pass a string, and what would be that? Actual. So actual. Then let's see what's yes, confirmation text. Okay, so if the expected equals actual, you want to print something to the console for reporting. So let's print, pass expected confirmation text equals actual confirmation text. So I'm just printing statically because we already created a reusable function that prints both static value, static variable name, and its original value. Okay. So that's for the pass condition. Now for the fail condition, what would be that? Else part will take care of that. So all I need to just print console is fail. So fail expected confirmation text is not equal to. Okay. So I'll just simply put not equal to using exclamation. Okay. So let's just run this and see if this is working. I mean, I don't want to run every time, just for the first time. Okay. So when you run the the class which does not contain main, it wouldn't even show the run options. So you can run from here. Okay, so looks like it is done. Let's check. So pass, the validation, first validation is passed, expected and actual, or both are equal. Okay, so let's use our automation framework function that we have created. So can anybody recall what is that function? Instead of this, we want to use that. This is the primitive way, and advanced way is our own framework. That could be done in a single line because it takes 4 lines, Okay, so anybody remembers? So if you don't remember, first thing you need to think about is there is a util. What is that util? Specific util. Report utils, correct. If it is Excel util, so automatically your mind should think about it. Report util. If you don't know the full name, just type partly and control space and see automatically it comes up with. And just make sure if there are multiple names, make sure it is a part of utils package hyphen then package name. This is a class name hyphen package name. So that way you can make sure it's the right class you're calling. and dot, because most of the functions that I put in utils is static, so you can directly call using the class name. Okay, so there are a bunch of methods. So what I did was, the last method that we have created, you know, that was I renamed or refactor renamed as report simple, because it just prints to the console. Okay, so I created other method, a report result, that actually takes screenshot. Okay, screenshot is also important. Take screenshot and write the caption, whatever I'm printing, the pass expected confirmation text, which is what is that value equals actual confirmation text and its value to the captions properties, so that we can use it later for reporting purpose. Okay, so that all multitasking report is done in this one. So let's go ahead and use this, because we already use the report simple. Okay, so let's execute and then I'll explain. Okay, so Vedic Vedic pass or fail. So this will take directly Vedic pass or fail. So this we cannot pass a boolean. So let's compare. So compare method we can create actually. So let's go and compare. So this is the method. First, let me explain, and then we'll go. So this does 3 tasks at the same time. Okay. So one is to report the pass or fail, and other is to take screenshot, and the other is to write the caption. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. And I created a switch case because this might be a pass. You know, if the step equals, both actual and expected are equal, it would be considered as pass, otherwise fail. Okay, there are other cases to done. That means I don't want to take screenshot at every interval, so it is just for uh, printing something like what step it is and what we have done, just for like we have successfully entered all the details in registration page, so we don't need to take any screenshot. So that is just like done, the page is done. So for that I created one more case. Okay, so this we have already seen, pass as step pass for so and so. And the property file I already explained, right? So whatever I want to write to the property file, okay, I'll explain again. So I want to write whatever I print to the console. Okay, so that part I want to write to the property file. And screenshot mechanism is used for I use the screenshot utils separately, and this takes the screenshot using a robot like this. So this is the standard mechanism. There is no, I mean, no need to work on it completely. You just need to understand how you use it, when you use it, and where to use it. That's all. So this method takes folder path and counter because I need to gradually increase the number, like screenshot 001, 002 in the same order, in sequential order. So that's why we have to maintain the counter. So for this I created a toolkit instance and use get default toolkit. Okay, so that will enable you to customize your screenshot size. Like you can go full screen, or you can go rectangle or oval or square, whatever. Okay, so dimension class has tool. I assign to the dimension class instance dimension toolkit dot get screen size. So I'm saying whatever the screen size is, that means full screen completely. Okay, so we don't want to take only this part, because that would avoid the timestamp. Okay, and because timestamp is important to be shown, because what time this particular screenshot occurred, what time this execution occurred, in order to show this, it's better to include this timestamp also. So the full screen is better option. So get screen size will give full size screen, whatever that is 1920, whatever that resolution is, you can check that. And rectangle, because it's a rectangle, so I pass this screen size to the rectangle. And robot is a class which actually acts similar to the whatever you do on the keyboard. So on the keyboard you see there is a print screen, correct? So when you hit the print screen button, it will take a screenshot. So in order to hit it like a robot, so we need the robot class. So just instantiate it and just initialize it with null, so that we can Okay, so I initialized and assigned the new robot copy to the robot. We can do it here only, but because it could throw exception, I put it in try catch. So then I started a counter. So counter is starting from 0000. That's my prefix, because there could be many thousand screenshots. It's not necessary. So like if you want zero, first screenshot will be named as 001. So 000 will be prefix. You can actually put 0. Okay, that way it will only work for 0102, 03, then 99. So it won't go. That's sufficient, but just in case. So let's put this. And string dot value of counter. Okay, so value of counter is a integer. So in order to take its value of, so string has a value of, so I'll take it and append to 00. So this is a prefix and starting with 1, because yeah. So okay, so as counters are substring, so I'll explain this later. So first we need to take the screenshot and buffered image. So when you hit this print screen, it keeps the screenshot image in the cache. So buffered image class can store it, and using robot.create capture screen, I can take this screenshot, and the rectangle size will be passed as an argument, and if I pass it, it will take the full size screenshot without using alt print screen. Alt print screen takes only this portion, the window size only. So there is no window size, it's full screen. And once I store the screen, and I need to store it or save it to the certain location. Okay, so you already know file interactions needed to be done with file class. And first I need to make sure the folder exists or not. Okay, whatever the folder path is. If directory exists, that's fine. If directory does not exist, then make directory. Okay, just like ms-dos command, mkdir. So make directories will make the directory of this. And then about the extension, so image io.write will write the image including its extension. So it could be jpg or png or whatever. You can keep it anything, bmp or any, but png is better because it stores space is less. It will be in kbs. And the third argument will be taken as the new file instance with the folder path and slash screenshot. So folder path will have folder, that folder will have the screenshot folder subfolder, and in that the file will be stored as counter.png. So folder path and screenshot will be in file name. So screenshot s counter will be like first file name will be 001 00001 whatever .png. Okay, so once this is done, I can print it to the console, like screenshot is captured at this particular folder. Okay, so for this, I have already created a folder in this location. Let me show it to you. I think it's in the C drive. Okay, screenshots. Okay, so screenshot folder I created in C drive as a Selenium _logs and screenshots folder. Okay, so and once it takes, it will look like this screenshot 00. Okay, so first index will be 000. We can change it, but that's okay. So we can keep the 00. So screenshot 0000.png, then followed by its subsequent number, then 002, 3, 4, 5, 6 until the last. So however many times we call, it will take it. Okay. Captions is the other thing. So I want to write. So this is taken care in the report details. So finally it will look like this. So okay, so let's take it our way. Okay, that was an old screenshot. Okay, so that's how the screenshot utils work. So all we need to do is just call this. And reporting utils not only deals with taking screenshots, but also writing the property file. So property utils, I have already created two functions in the last class, property file underscore write and property file underscore read. So write is the function that we want. Okay, last class I did not show completely, so I'll show that also. So screenshot folder path is first thing it takes. Okay, so in screenshot folder path I set is same path, Selenium logs. Okay, I added more. See Selenium logs screenshots folder. Okay, see Selenium logs screenshots folder. This file will be created, captions.properties. Okay, and it will look like you can actually open with Notepad. Okay, so it will look like this. This is old captions, but same thing. So let's see this. So when you run next test case, it will override the old values. That means it will erase the old values and write the old new values. And if you do not have, it will create, including the folder. So that part is automatically taken care in the code. So then the third part is just writing to the console that whatever the step pass or fail. That's it. Okay, so this step we are calling in here. Okay. So before this, since it takes, we are not comparing like this, right? So if you're comparing, that's fine, but it actually takes pass or fail. We need to pass. We need to pass the pass or fail value literally. So the old function looks like this. Let me show you that so that you'll understand. See, so I just renamed it as report simple, and we have already seen this. It takes report comment and expected value and actual value, correct? And it simply print something to console. If both are equal, print pass fail. This is very static way. Okay, now in order to pass or fail in this report result, we need to create one more function that actually returns a boolean value. Okay, pass or fail. Then we can determine if true, then pass, otherwise if it's false, then pass fail. Okay, so let's try and do that. Okay, let's create a function public static void. Let's call this function as compare. Okay, I just compare and return. Okay, so let's return instead of boolean. I don't want to return boolean because I want to return a string clearly saying pass or fail. Okay, because the switch case actually takes pass or fail values. Okay, so let's actually convert boolean value to string. I'll show you later. So let's keep the return type as string and compare, and this would simply take two values. What are those? Expected and actual. Okay, so whatever we did in the test, we'll do it here. Okay, so we need to add return statement, and that has to be the last step. Okay, so same thing, we'll put if expected dot equals actual, then so this actually is just dummy right now, it's a temporary placeholder. So then what do you want to do? Let's create a variable here. Let's call it string verdict equals null. All right, so if expected dot equals to actual, you want to set verdict simply. Okay, so verdict, what do you want the verdict to be? Pass. Okay, so here I am passing exact literal string literal pass the key back capital P so that it matches the switch case. So if you put small, you have to put in both, so otherwise it won't match. So it has to be exact. Okay, else verdict should be fail. I want to set it as. Okay, all right. Then finally, what do you want to return? Return verdict. So this makes our job easier in the reporting. So this is the missing piece. Okay, so all I have to do is just call this first and call this later, or we can also make it part of this. Okay, you can try that. That will be easy, just one step and done. Okay, but we don't worry. It will be too, I mean, let's not go into the single step thing right away. So let's come. So first let's call report details dot. Okay, I did not save report details dot. Okay, this is the one. Compare, and whatever the actual expected, I'll pass it say here. So expected automatically it is showing confirmation text, and actual I'll, there is a confirmation text, I don't see. So that's why I put the expected and actual names in the argument name so that we don't have to type anything. So that's easiest. Okay, now this returns a string, right? So string. So let's put it in a string value. So let's call this string, because there could be many validations, so we have to be careful with the naming convention. So let's call verdict underscore, what is this for confirmation text? Let's call confirm text. Okay, so this is either pass or fail, we don't know, so we just execute it, so we know right now it's a pass. Okay, so this will contain pass, let's say. Now I'll have to pass this value here. Okay, so if it is pass, it will automatically take it and put it. Okay, so we need to pass two more arguments. One is header and confirmation text. Header is nothing but in the report what I want to print, or in the captions actually. Okay, in the captions, what do you want to print, what do you want to show in the report? So I want to show this thing. Okay, expected confirmation text, actual confirmation, whatever it is. So let's put that header and report comment. So header and report comment is nothing but is header will be first, then report comment, followed by screenshot. That is the order. So let's put header as confirmation text, whatever that is, flight confirmation text, or just flight confirmation. And report comment you want to say flight confirmation text validation. This is too specific. This is general, you know. So you cannot put flight confirmation text actual equals to expected, because you don't know what this value is, right? This could be fail or pass, but that part is taken care in the function, so you don't have to worry about it. So here automatically I put pass in here, so the pass will anyway be printed to the console and property file also, so that's fine. Okay, so let's see where we stand. Okay, let's just give it a try. Okay, so in order to show you, I have to actually delete this. Delete this. Okay, so finally look like this. This actually needs a PDF util separate. So for the time being, we'll take screenshots and write to the console, write to the captions and write to the console, 3 steps. So let me delete it, because we don't know whether it's overwritten or not. Okay. Give it a try again. So once this is done, it's a repetition of same process for all. That would be easy. Okay, so like it is done. Let's see. Okay, so one screenshot is taken because we put one only, correct? So let's see look at the screenshot whether it is correct or not. I'll open it. Paint. Okay, so that's the screenshot we took, and like I said, the full screen is mandatory because we want to show what time it is taken, because it could be old. Some people don't believe in the project, so it could be old also, right? You can actually look at this, but this is also important. Okay, so the screenshot part is taken. You can open with anything. And captions is whatever I pass captions here. So here this is a report utils. What is printing? Test a pass for flight confirmation text validation, and property set for captions. That means in the caption file, captions.property file, I wrote two values, right? One is property name and then equals property value. That's what I explained last time. So first my property name is caption 0, okay, or we can put caption 000 just like screenshot 0, and flight confirmation text validation, okay. And screenshot is captured, that is the console log for screenshot if it is taken successfully. If it is not taken successfully, it should print screenshot is not captured, and what is the reason we can investigate. And at this location it is stored. So let's look at that captions. You can set it as open with Notepad directly, that way it will be easier. So it first logs the timestamp, whatever the last timestamp is, okay. 2034 in 24-hour format, that would be 8:34, okay, EST. And caption 0 is my property name. Property file underscore write will write both property name equal sign, then no space, and property value, okay. So if it logs caption 2, the timestamps will be automatically updated. Don't worry about the timestamp. This is non-executable, okay. So in the property file, if I prefix any line with hashtag, that means it is non-executable, just like / in Eclipse Java, okay. So this is not very important. This is important only if you want to look at, I mean, what time this was logged, last caption. But captions, this will be important, okay. So let's do the same thing for other validations and finish the validation portion today, hopefully. Okay, what is the next validation? Next validation is for the departing city, correct? Yeah. Let's do it. Any questions so far in the screenshot details, report details? Tell me. Otherwise, we are going to use it. Okay, no worries. Let's. Okay, so this verdict is for, we already know. What is it for? Verdict confirmation text. Okay, so next, sorry, not verdict, validation. Okay, so next is validation for what? Depart city. Okay, so now same standard procedure. First, we will get pass or fail using reportutils.compare. Okay, so I create a string variable. You can actually pass the whole thing inside it, but that would be too complicated. So let's not do that right away. So let's say verdict underscore depart city report utils dot. Okay, it's not report utils. Okay, it's reporting utils. That's why it's not reporting utils. Compare. Okay, expected. You just need to select the appropriate one. So depart price, depart class, departing city, right? That's the one. Okay, actual departing city. There we go. Okay, so then it will be stored. Then I'll just pass this to reporting utils dot report result. So verdict will be verdict underscore depart city, correct? So I need to just press Control Shift S, then verdict underscore depart city, and header is whatever I want to print as the header in the report. So that's for, we already know what is that header for. So whatever you're validating, right? So that's flight departing city. It's in the flight confirmation page last. So flight confirmation, let's put flight confirmation departing city. Confirmation for depart. You can put whatever you want. I'm just putting the same thing here. It's dummy. Okay, so we will put one more also, Paris. So it would be similar to this, just arrival instead of. So instead of depart, I'll just rename it as arrival, arriving city. So this would be changed as expected underscore arriving city. And this would be actual underscore arriving. Okay, so where is that? Did we name it properly or not? Departing is there. Arriving cities, I don't see. Returning city, okay. So returning city is the name. So let's name it appropriately. You can actually put details here. Returning city plus, actual. Okay, so just actual is sufficient. In case it is fail, it will show what is actual, right? So if it is actual is not matching, you can immediately take a look at it. If it is pass, actual is this. Okay, that's all you need to know. Actual is sufficient instead of putting both expected and actual. So I'll put returning actual returning city. So this is the best idea. Details are you can put in the comment section. Let's put the same thing here. Plus actual departing city. Same thing here. Here also you can add actual value because it would be too static. Actual configuration text. Okay. So that's that for depart verdict depart city. Instead it would be return city. Okay. So what next? Let's finish it quickly. And what is the next validation point we put on? I gave it for homework. Remember, we created a date and did anybody do that? I don't know. Date here. Okay, I put a to do. You can do this. Okay, you can just create. All you need to put is a validation point. Just take it and compare it. Okay, so it must return the same value. Okay, so that would my next validation point would be the class, first class confirmation text depart. This is a return. Okay, next thing is validation for class. Okay, so from here onwards, I want to do it in one line because we don't want to do it two lines. So let's go with one line now. Directly reporting utils dot report. result. Okay, that is only one and done. Okay, so verdict we already know, we have to compare it, right? So I am directly calling reporting utils inside it. We can call it dot compare, and inside compare I'll pass expected deport class, already created names appropriately, so no need to actual deport class. Okay, so that's done. Then all I need to pass is a header light confirmation class. Okay, report comment would be light confirmation class. I'll just actually print. Okay, you cannot use class word, but you can use C capital. Small class is actually reserved keyword. So that would be plus, what is it? Plus actual. If you want, you can also put expected, but it would be too lengthy. Expected actual class. Yeah. Okay, already said. That's it. So this will be too, easy to remember, easy to do also. Okay, so then next thing is this thing. Okay, so this is a number, so we need to work on it. Like I said, we have to parse it. 281 as a string will not work, so let's parse it in here itself. So validation deport price, right? So how do you parse it? I already told you, integer. If I want to convert a integer value that is inside a string as an integer value itself, then I simply have to parse it, integer dot parseInt. Okay, that takes a string value, string which contains a number, integer. You can read about it, but the name itself is sufficient. Okay, now what I want to pass here is, yes, tell me what I have to pass. Actual, right? So actual is a problem. Actual is in string format. So actual, this one is a string, and I want this thing. So, oh, okay, 1 second. This thing is not required. So final value, okay, we need it anyway, because okay, 1 second. We already parsed it in the before class, right? Before page, we parsed it and calculated the total price equals to this plus this multiplied by this plus tax. Okay, will give rise to this. So there is no need to do it again. Okay, so let me show you. So there is no need to parse it. We are just confirming in the confirmation page all the values are displayed correctly or not. So let me here, okay, flight page already has it. Yeah, so book in the bookie flight page, in the previous page, remember what we did is we captured everything, okay, in the string format using getText, then extracted all those values, then using the integer %, deport price is converted to integer. Okay, so the deport price is this. Okay, using the getText method we captured it and then converted it to this, so that it will look like this. We already done this homework, groundwork. So once already all these values are parsed appropriately into integer, then we can calculate using, but to calculate expected total price, simply I would apply the arithmetic formula. Arithmetic is just deport price which is integer plus return price multiplied by number of passengers plus tax. Simple. So to do this arithmetic, we need the integers. That's the whole reason why we have been parsed. Otherwise, we wouldn't need to, right? So this is already done. Total price is calculated correctly. That is already done. So in this page, we are actually finally confirming. In the final confirmation, that is all the pages, all the values are correctly displayed. So there is no need, I think, because it otherwise it would duplicate, redundant, right? So let's avoid this. So direct validation will be sufficient. I thought it would be needed, but this. Okay, so simple reporting utils. All we are doing is taking screenshots in this one. So let's not take screenshots at very regular intervals, because it will take the same screenshot again and again, right? Same page. So that would, I'll show you what to do in that case. Okay, so let's just do the details first. Reporting utils. We'll put more screenshots in the all the pages, at least one screenshot in each page. Report result. Okay, then report. So in this case, I don't want pass or fail, right? I just want done. Okay, but I want just one screenshot. So let's see. The problem is, for each validation point, it will keep on taking screenshots. There are more validation points in here. So we will just take screenshot once and put all as done. Okay, how about that? So let's put done here. So done will not take the screenshot, but log the verdict, whatever is pass or fail, to the final report as in the caption. So that will be okay. So the header will be depart price, depart price equals what is it? Actual depart price. Actual depart price. So you can actually keep on typing and it will show without any space. Also you can type, it will still show. Okay, that's the advantage of Eclipse. All right, so let's use the same lines for others quickly. Okay, so the next validation point would be obviously the returning flight, returning. Okay, so what is the returning city? Did we not confuse with this returning with this returning? No, right? So let's make sure that otherwise it will fail. But if it fails, we'll look at it. So depart returning flight. Actual returning flight. Actual returning info. Yeah, I think we did. We have to segregate. So let's see. Departing city, has departing city and arriving city. So that arriving city is missing clearly. So we'll have to create. And in the returning, while returning, there is a where do you want to return from and where do you want to return to. So again, two cities, right? So that clearly is missing here. So let's correct that later. Once we run it, I don't want to take too long. Just writing. So once this is done, the next would be again class, same repetition. So I hope that is so. The class is same thing. So there is no returning city, and that would be returning. We can put this one also actually. So I'm just directly jumping to returning class. You can fix that. Right, returning like class, returning class. Actual class. So okay, there is only one class actually. We should create one more class, returning class, actual. So we'll create that. Okay, so next is returning price. That's important. So done, and flight class flight return price. So returning price, actual return price, actual deport returning in. Okay, we didn't even write it. Okay, so we will keep this thing aside. Okay, so I'll just keep it as null, empty for the time being, because we're just focusing on reporting mainly for all. And then number of passengers, validation, number of passengers, this is the same. If you don't have a comment, you can just leave it empty, that's not mandatory. And that would be done. Returning price, that's number of passengers, right? So in this case, passengers would be actual passengers. Okay, so last two, these 2 times. This would be tax and this would be total price. Okay, so flight tax. Actual tax. And this is total price. Actual total price. That's the last, right? Yeah. Okay, so then we want to take the screenshot finally before hitting the any button that will lead to the next page. So that's a good idea. So always take the screenshot before hitting the button so that you don't lose. So if you hit the button and then take the screenshot, it will miss this screenshot. It will take the next page screenshot. So that's pointless, right? So first take the screenshot and hit the button. So first, before that, you complete all the transactions, whatever operations you want to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and run it. So all this thing is just to show you how do you write to the captions and how do you take screenshots wherever necessary. So let's put the final screenshot here. So let's validation. If this screenshot is for flight confirmation. Report utils dot report result. Then I'll actually have to calculate these all passes, but for the timing I'll pass dummy pass, and header will be, this is just to show flight confirmation. Flight confirmation final validation, something like this. Okay, so let's remove all these. So we'll correct this later, but that's okay. So before this, I just want to put other screenshots as well. So let's come from register page before run, because it would take a long time. And here in the registration page, where do you want to take the screenshot? Like I told you, before hitting the last link or button, whatever, before clicking. So just taking the screenshot will suffice. So let's put screenshot here. Report utils dot reporting utils report result, and I want to pass dummy pass here, but we can make it dynamic here. So header will be registration. So I want to write registration successful. Okay, so again the successful we don't know, so I'm writing static comment, and the next page will be after register page. Home page we don't need anything. Okay, first is home page, second is registration page, then registration confirmation page. Okay, so registration confirmation page is where we confirm. This is the first validation we put, right? So here I'll just add this before clicking the next link. Oh, this is just for the validation. There is no, but how did we click next link here? Confirmation node. Okay, that is actually done in the next page. So let's put a value here, right? Reporting utils dot report result registration confirmation. I'm putting the same thing. Okay, so that's next page. After this, we went to select flight page or flight finder page, which one it was. Okay, so let's say select flight page. Wait, that's okay. We don't know that. So here, before clicking the button, continue. So I'm just putting here. This will start. Okay, select flight page is done. Then flight finder page. Okay, so flight finder page also I created a continue button separately. So before calling this, we have to put in. We can put before clicking link here or here. Both will be same, right? So I want to put in a preferences, or just to make sure I don't know which one will be called, just put it in the continue button only and call here just before. So it's either way, it's same thing. It's your choice. So the reason I'm putting pass is just to demonstrate the screenshots and captions. So we will make it dynamic later. Don't worry. So this is for which class, which page? Flight finder page. Okay. All right. So after that, we went to book a flight page, right? And here, yeah, we need to put a validation. And finally, okay, where is the next link? Click link button secure page, right? Yeah, so this is the last link, and before this we can add. So this pass we will calculate in the next class by dynamically by checking all the verdicts, I mean all the validation points we put before, right? So if all the validation points are successfully passed, then we'll pass this pass. So that way it will be dynamic. So we just have to create a string variable and pass this. Okay, so okay, flight Okay, and we'll pause the same comment. This is just to, because this will print it in the final report, this will print in the captions, so you can keep it same. Okay, book a flight, then finally final flight confirmation page we already put. Okay, so let's hit the button. Okay, so already screenshot is taken one time, right? So this will be overridden, so I don't want to remove. So 834, and this should not be there. Okay, so okay, I think I did not delete this. That's okay. That's the next enhancement. So for now, we'll delete it. Okay. Okay, so we didn't hit the button yet, so that's why it's remaining on the same page. Okay, just playing slowly. Okay, so let's check the logs. Okay, so logs are properly logged for all the reportings also. Yes. Okay, then we'll check the screenshots. So, okay, screenshots are taken. 9.5. I mean, it hardly took 1 minute to execute the whole thing. 9.5 to 9.6. That's all it takes. So captions. Let's look at the captions. If it is written the captions. Okay. The caption 1 or caption 0. That's the starting point. Where is it? Caption 0. Yeah. So first caption we put for the screenshot 1, that is for registration successful. So let's compare each one by one. Okay. So this is the registration successful. So once just to show registration is done, it's not successful yet, but registration details are entered. Once we hit the submit button, successful will next come, but you need to take the screenshot. So that refers to this caption 0, screenshot 0. Okay, then caption 1 is registration confirmation. Okay, so I'm just hitting the arrow button, so that will take you to the screenshot 001, in which it shows registration confirmation. Fine. Then registration 2 is for the, so screenshot 002 is for the flight finder. So let's see if both are in sync. Screenshot caption 2 is flight finder page, right? Flight finder page. And then caption 3 is for the select flight page. Select flight page. And this is to show you have selected the flight. Okay. Once you hit the next button, it will go to the next. So by showing the next validation, that means previous validation is successful. That means if you hit the next button, if it loads the next page, that means previous page is successfully entered. All the values are valid and successfully loaded the next page. So that itself is a confirmation. So the screenshot caption 4 book a flight is directly syncing with select. So this is select, but caption 3 is select. Yeah, sorry, caption 3 and screenshot select flight. And then it should be flight. Yes, book a flight and book a flight. So sometimes it may not cover everything. So in that case, if you want to cover everything, we can take the screenshot, 2 screenshots by scrolling down. Okay, so that's another enhancement. So in this case, you see it doesn't show the top portion. Wherever it stopped in the middle, it took it. So first we can take screenshot halfway through, and then finally we can take one more screenshot. So and screenshot 5 refers to the flight confirmation, and screenshot 5 flight confirmation text validation. So in this case we put lot of validations. Like I said, this was the problem. So screenshot 6 is for flight confirmation page, same page for departing city. This would be ridiculous. That's why we should not take more screenshot in the same page. Just put validation points and just finally take one screenshot. That's why I put it. So we can remove these extra screenshots. You see, screenshot 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, all these 15, 15 and 16. Okay, so 16 because if you actually alt tab, I put it before the execution was ended. I just pressed alt tab, so it was also taking whatever is visible, it will take. Okay, so 16 also. This is supposed to be the final, full and final screenshot for this one. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so one thing is we can the next enhancement would be to delete these before the next execution starts, so that we can put it in a initialization setup or somewhere in test data pool class or wherever we have constructor. So we can put it there. Okay, so that would be all for today. Any questions? And in the next, or we can actually log out from here directly, right? So without wasting. So that would be the last click of button. Let's add this to logout. That's an image. So there are 11 images. Okay, so image has source and border. Okay, what do you want to take as a property here? So let's take the source. Contains @source contains what? Logout word. Okay, so still it's good match. Okay, so let's store this in appropriate place. That would be page objects and flight confirmation objects, right? Okay, button log. Oh, it was already stored. Yeah, it was already stored. I already stored it. It's a part of table, you know. So I took it. So this is also correct. This is also correct. You can put both. I'll just put here in the comments. Okay, so both are same. All right, so let's call this flight confirmation page, and finally, okay, logout is already there. Clicking. So all we need to do is just call this the test. So let's call this at the very end. So validation is put in the flight confirmation itself, right? So we don't need to do it separately. And if you want to call it, we can call it a separate validation, but there is no. So I'm just saying it's a validation. And sign out portion done here. Flight page dot logout driver. Okay, let's run one final time, and it logs out and takes us to the next page. Okay, any doubts while this runs?
Sangam, hello.
Yeah, go in.
So, for reporting util, Excel util, and screenshot util, do we need to create like from a start, or
No need. You don't need to create it from the scratch. That's why I told you. Just understand it and you can use it. That's why I'm sharing it, right? It's the out of the box, it's generic code. So that's supposed to be used. That's why I'm showing you how to use it. You don't need to create from the scratch any utils.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's better for you. Utils are supposed to be used. All you need to understand is how you use it, how to capture XPath, how to create the code, how to call the infrastructure functions, and how to pass the data, and how to take the screenshots. Okay, so finally it ended up in sign in. Okay, so that is a final page. Sign out, I mean sign page is enabled, that means signed out, you're signed out. So then we can close the browser. We can also enable close the browser finally. So in the finally method, I commented driver.close. So if you uncomment it, it will close the browser too. Okay, so if you want to use test-ng, which I will show you later, so in that we can put this final block, whatever we put here, we can put it in @ after class. So there will be annotations in test-ng. Before class, @ before class, we can put all the prerequisites, like setup and all these global variables things, setup of data pool and setup of browser launch, etc. And we can put actual test case in the test annotation. So this will all go under test annotation. And finally block in whatever we do finally, like post requisites, closing the browser, all these things go under after class. So that would be easy testing. So that's next. Okay, so that's all for tonight, guys. The screenshot mechanism is important because the reporting is important, and we have to remove all these extra screenshots. So why don't we remove right now? And see, now for you to homework is just work on this final confirmation page. Names, arriving city, because while going there are two cities, departing city New York and Paris. Then while coming returning there are two cities, Paris to New York. So those you have to create 4 variables separately. We haven't created. So make sure that, and let me remove all this screenshot taking mechanisms here. Yeah, so validation confirmation text. So here directly it is taking reporting. So we will, I don't. So do you have any ideas how do you correct this? I mean, report utils, if you pass, it will take screenshot. If you fail also, we need screenshot to see why it is failed. Okay. In done also, it took screenshot. I put the screenshot, but it didn't take it. Oh, it actually took it. That's the reason. Okay. So for done, I have to comment it. That's what I'm thinking. Why there are 15 screenshots. Okay, so for done, we don't need screenshots, and if there is anything other than pass fail done, I just mentioned, please mention either pass fail or done, otherwise it won't work. Okay, so done, it's okay, but we need to still validate those. So for those, we will take care appropriately. So now it will take only less number of screenshots because I commented. Okay, so let's go back the flight confirmation page. So for example, I want to confirm text. Okay, so confirm text we can use regular way, using just write the captions. Done will just write to the captions. Again, what the done will do is just write to the captions. I mean, write to the console also, which is we are doing anyway. So just write to the captions will anyway affect the final report. So there is no need to just take the screenshots. That's all it is there. So all we need to do is just remove these. So I'll directly pause for the time being. Done. 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 Okay, so here, even though it is same, I'm pausing directly, so we can call it done. Pause. Here. Okay, so all done, and finally, yeah, pass. Okay, this will make sure it, but this pass has to be dynamic because this pass will depend on, all these passes. Compare, this has to be, this will return pass, because compare, if it is if it is both are equal, I am returning pass, otherwise fails. Simple as that. So this way, final what your homework is, just make sure just store these, and already these are stored in string variables. If these all are passes, if this is pass, this is pass, this is pass, and then only you pass this as a pass, otherwise fail. If at least one fails, then you pass fail. So create that logic and pass it dynamically. Okay, that's your homework. Think and pass. Okay, now one final time we will run and see if the number of screenshots actually decrease. And we can I will show you how to delete these previous screenshots for the next iteration automatically. For the timing I'm removing. Okay. So this is the final. Okay, so let's take a look at the reports. Okay, so that's okay. So one more thing is it's actually skipping those. Okay, that's fine. That's okay, because captions are taken in the sequential order. So it is screenshot is skipped. So it is just skipping the file, but remembering the last screenshot. So that's fine. So the done screenshots, a done portion will have the captions, like I said. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth validation of final confirmation, I didn't take screenshot, but I did take the caption. Okay, so for that there is no screenshot, there is no mention of done here, it's not really required. And 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, all these. Okay, these are not required. See, for passengers, returning price, there is no need. Okay, okay, returning price is missing. See, so all this you correct. Okay, you run it and correct. I'll also send these captions, and screenshot is not required. Captions file to your email so that you can correct it. Some things are missing, so this is just a part of debugging. Debugging, you can correct it. And what else? This is correct, this is correct, this is correct. Don't worry about the backslash, because we put space, there is a backslash. You can remove this, remove the space. Okay, see, there is a space because we didn't capture it properly. In the passengers section there is actually space, so your homework will also be to trim it. Okay, take up the last space. The function is trim or something like that, just check it. Okay, so it removes the white spaces, or in worst case just replace all and backslash just remove white spaces, backslash s or backslash c. That will be the regular expression for it. So just do R&D, I'll show it anyway. So whoever does it, I'll okay, returning price, again this has space, we didn't remove it, and there is value is not coming. Okay, so check that. And returning class, same thing, and it has a next line character. Okay, so there is a next line character which we didn't remove. So these are all string manipulations we need to take care of. Again, here there is a space, remove it. And departing price, actually the space, this is okay, I think this is what we are typing here, right? Okay, that's fine, I guess. Okay, just take care of these values, null values and backslash n. So these values we can take care from the code. I think we are putting that. Oh yeah, yeah. So I am putting these spaces here. What is the, let's say passengers, number of passengers. Right, okay. So passengers equal, okay, got you. Okay. Because there is a problem with the property file. You cannot use this equal sign repeatedly. Equal sign is reserved for segregating the key and value pairs. So we don't need to use this symbol. So that's a mistake. So we can put instead of passengers equals, we can put hyphen, you know, and actual passengers is okay. So we'll just remove this. Same thing here. comment section will directly be returned to the captions or property file. So let's make sure there are no equal signs. Equal sign means again it will get confused. Equal sign for property and value or something else. You can use it as string literal, but let's not get confused. So see, this is what I want to print, and it printed as this. Okay, equals literally there is double equal. Okay, so let's not put it. Let's not get confused. And here, okay, that looks good, but this some values are missing here. So just try to correct it, and we will see that debugging thing in the next class, and probably that couple more classes will be done. Okay, so as far as the utils is concerned, I created more utils. Okay, I'll explain on the need basis. This base 64 util is for encrypting and decrypting. Okay, this is algorithmic. So I'm just using simple algorithm. This is a standard algorithm. There is nothing special about it. So the algorithm will be base 64. And this is to show like how do you encrypt using which algorithm. It's a simple algorithm. Okay, so this is a conversion thing. So this is the out of the box code. You can download it from internet. This, and using this base 64, I created password utils. So password utils, I created two simple functions. Okay, so this uses AES algorithm, and one function is encrypt string. So if I pass a string, it will simply give me encrypted part of it. Like if I pass Sangam, it will give me ABCD something. Okay, so which is a non-understandable format. And to decrypt it again, I'll call decrypt. If I pass ABCD, it will give me Sangam. So reverse of encryption. So these are for, like I said, if we don't want to share the password in the Excel sheet data pool, we can first encrypt it and put the encryption string, and before entering into the web page, we can decrypt it. So that's fine. And keyboard utils is normally used for entering some key letters using the robot. So mostly I use robot. For example, if you want to press some special characters or something, these are used for different purposes, like browser zoom in, zoom out, or scroll down. Like I said, if you want to take two screenshots of the same page, and other keyboard related. So mostly I use robot class because robot class is capable of operating upon the keyboard like person does. Okay, so for each key pressing, there is a key press and key release. So once you press and release, that is like typing. So so the typing equals key press and key release. Once you do it, it will actually do that thing. You can do multiple combination of control, alt, shift, and other things. Okay, so property utils I already explained you. So this is also to write something to our own test output data. So in the last class I was showing you, right? So if I want to type like depart price, I want to write to this console. We didn't add this validation yet, right? We want to add this depart price here. Okay, that's why we are not getting this. So let's do it if we have time. 2 minutes. Okay, then screenshot utils I already explained. It's just to take the screenshot. Just go through it. Don't worry, you don't need to create these from the scratch. And reporting utils is just calling the screenshot utils and compare and all this. Okay, so where did we call this? We are getting the departing price. Okay, so let's go departing price. That is in flight finder. No, not this one. Flight finder page. Property utils. Not this one. Book a flight. Select a flight. I think book a flight page. I guess, right? Yeah. So in this I was okay. So this is where I was writing to the property file. Okay. So same thing as captions property that I've shown you today. So this I am taking this from data pool and writing it here. So now this acts as an input for my here flight confirmation page. So here I can directly read it. So let's go and see depart price. Arriving city is over to date, class, and depart price. So, okay. So depart price, okay, the actual is okay, but expected. So expected is on the top, right? So here, okay, I added property. It will say property file read. So whatever is written in the property file here, okay. Now I will read it. Now this will be my input. Whatever the output for the previous page is the input for the next page. So here I read it using property file underscore read, and all I want to pass is just the output path, and wherever this path is, the path is nothing but wherever this is stored in the the same project. Okay, in the same project I stored it, and the depart price is the key value. So depart price, and it will return me 281. So I already did that, so that's fine. So I'm going to send you this project and do the enhancements. That will be your homework. In the next class we will see other enhancements. Okay, any doubts?
Sangam, hello.
Yeah.
All the utilities we can download from online, or
No. Only the basics to go. These are I worked on it. That's what I'm
okay.
saying. Just I'm going to share it with you. So just go through them. Okay. You don't need to create from the scratch. That's your advantage. I'm giving it to you. These are created by me, but this is download. The jars and other dependencies you can download from jar, download from internet. There are a lot of other dependencies available, but you need to understand when do you want to use them and how do you use. So by practice you can achieve that. Okay guys, any more doubts? If not, we'll call it. Okay, so I'll close this. I'll share. So this I'll share so that you can compare, and you also run. Okay, make sure you run and see, compare how you're getting the results, and make sure you create this folder. I think it will be created. If not, so work both ways. Okay, then good night.